from Hurricane Milton. We had a whole bunch of rain a few minutes ago when we thought we would do this, and I thought it would be interesting. There was rain pouring down like it was a wall. We had mist, we had everything, thunder, lightning, and now we have a little bit of calmness, although you can hear the wind in the palm trees. And, oh my gosh. So, for those of you who wonder, why in the world do people stay home during a hurricane? This doesn't make any sense. Well, I thought I would answer all of your questions. So, there's that question and there's a whole lot more. So the reason that we are here is because we really thought this was going to be a tropical storm and we're going to be fine. But by the time we realized, hey, this is a little more intense than we thought it was going to be. Traffic on the roads is so congested that we would be in our car on the side of a road during a hurricane. Now, our home was built to withstand these things. We are in a neighborhood that was built back in the day for the original workers at NASA. They are built with foot-thick concrete. Our roof is relatively new and actually is bolted into the ground, able to withstand winds of hundreds of miles per hour. So if it's a choice of being in a car somewhere else or being in my home, I'll take being in my home. Now, what if the water comes? That's a whole other thing. So we have these really cool things. Instead of sandbags, we have their dams and their long strips of material. And inside, the only way I can explain it is what's in a diaper, right? And so, oh, hold on just a second, sorry. I'm trying to check my chat. Okay, so I can't see my chat, so Dave's gonna have to tell me about the chat. But I've got people listening, so that is awesome. Thank you for joining me. So anyway, so these things, they have like what's inside a diaper. So, like a diaper is little, and then when it gets wet, it expands. Well, that's what these dams are like. So it utilizes the water that comes through, and then they swell up, sealing off the gap. So outside the garage door, outside the lanai door, that sort of thing. We actually don't have it outside our front door because, if you can see, we're up a little bit from the street, and if we need them, we do have them. We've made a pretty serious investment. Hey, Tasha, no. All right. So, are you gonna, yeah. Anyway, so I want to thank all of the kind people for coming by and being kind. And if you're not, scroll on and go to another one. That would be awesome. Sarasota, very good. Eric, how is it going in Sarasota? I am very curious. I've got friends in Tampa that are apparently having some serious issues, and I've got some friends in Jacksonville. I've got some, all over Florida. I don't know what it is with YouTubers and podcasters, but a lot of us are in Florida, and specifically Tampa. We did not, no. Oh no, now I can't see anything. Okay, there we go. I'm back. Yay. Yeah, that was a really creepy pose to have frozen at. Anyway, so we thought it was going to be less than it is, but we're here. So we've got these dams and they work really well. We have a generator, and so we can power things in our house. We've got enough gas. We can go for about 2 weeks. We have a pool that we can filter the water if we had to for a very long time, and a Berkey that filters water really well, which is very helpful. We also have boxes of, those food, those like prepper food, Oh, Davidson, you're here. Yeah, the squirrel. Oh my gosh. So we have these squirrels. There's the dogs. We have these white squirrels, and this is one of the only places in the world where they exist. But yeah, so when I'm working, there's a different palm tree outside of my office, and they actually stand there and stare at me while I'm working on my computer. It is the coolest thing. Are you modding, darling?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I'm trying to.
I appreciate you. Okay, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Anyway, Davidson, I'm really glad you're here. Are you guys are okay, right? Because you're not in Florida, but I think you're somewhere relatively close. So, anyway, So yeah, we thought we'd come out while it was pouring down and it would be a really cool backdrop, but I don't think it's even raining at this point.
Well, it will here in a minute.
But it's going to. So we're in the outer bands of a hurricane. What is it like? That's what everyone keeps asking. And why would you stay? Like I said, we didn't think it would be that bad. And it's like some pretty decent family time is what it is. Hey, Kason. Well, we are broadcasting from the hurricane. So it was really crazy outside. It got calm by the time I turned my phone on. So we're just sitting here talking about why people stay home when there's a hurricane. So we didn't think it was going to be this bad. It's gotten a little bit worse, and now we're stuck. So we're here, 2 hours south of Chicago. Oh, you're fine. Okay, no weather problems. You're not okay. Oh, because you're 2 hours south of Chicago. Yeah, but no weather. So that's good. That's really good. Yeah, and but we have everything that we need. It is, yes. So we're outer bands now, and then we're gonna apparently have more stuff coming as it is. Hey, from Israel, nice to see you. And yeah. Anyway, so yeah, we're sitting here, and a lot of friends of mine had questions about what it was like to have these big storms. I know, that's really cool. And I love the fact that my husband is my producer and moderator because he takes really good care of me and these things here. So anyway, y'all are keeping him really busy. So we need to get more mods. Anyway, and I'm in a program with YouTube about vertical live streaming. And so everyone in your neighborhood is staying. Yep, see, that's the thing. And so they want us to vertical live stream, so I'm vertical live streaming.
So on the coast.
You are on it.
Yeah,
oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Oh, watching from the Philippines. Hey, from the Philippines. That is so awesome. I am so thrilled to have you here. That is so cool. I love it. And New York City, we've got people from everywhere. Okay, so we're in Florida, and Milton is coming. We are on a little island here. We thought that we were not going to catch much of it, so we decided to stay home. We should have listened to the warning and stay safe. Hi from Germany. Well, here's the situation. It wasn't supposed to be that bad. And by the time yesterday that they said it was going to be that bad, the roads are so congested that this is what happens. You get stuck on the road. The hotels are all full. They're all booked up. And I would rather be in my home than on the road and in my car. So where we live is close to NASA, and we are in homes that were built for the original NASA engineers. They made them very sturdy because they were engineers and wanted their people to be really safe in hurricanes. So hold on 1 second, please. Okay. All right. And so our homes are built of a foot thick concrete, and we have hurricane windows and hurricane doors. So we are as safe as we can be where we are. I agree with evacuating when people tell you to evacuate, and had that message come when we were able to evacuate, we absolutely would have done it. But our home is a little bit up. It's a few feet above the street, so it will have to get pretty bad for things to get up here, which is nice.
Here comes the rain again.
We also, on our street, our street is like a circle, which keeps us pretty safe. It's a 5 yeah, I know. Well, it's not going to be a 5. It's a 3 now, and we're on the other side of the state. So, hi from Denison, Texas. Your cousin worked for NASA. That is so cool. NASA is like geek heaven, and I love it so much. And that's not a slam, because I am one. Very cool. I feel like that would be like the ultimate place to work, to be quite honest. Anyway, so yeah, so we are here. Our dogs are not happy. They are freaking out, but they'd be freaking out more in a hotel. Yeah, it gets to be really strange. Like, it's hard because if you don't leave too early, that's what we did with the first one. It'll be about a 1 when the eye passes us. Okay, so how many hurricanes have we been in level 1? Several. 4. We've been in our home through 4 level 1 hurricane, or what are they called? Category 1s. Okay, Cat 1 hurricanes. This will be our 5th Category 1 hurricane that we have stayed home
Actually,
in.
one higher. We had a 2.
Yeah.
Or Ian was a 2.
So Ian was a 2. And it's, okay, so before we moved to Florida, one of my friends had come from Florida to Nashville where I lived, and she was talking about hurricane parties. And I was like, what the heck are you talking about? That sounds like a crazy thing to do, woman. And so anyway,
I got it.
yeah, okay. So we came here, and sure enough, sometimes we do. So up on our street, like I was talking about, we have a circle street, and many fire captains and nurses and doctors. So the nice thing is that, God forbid, we have a problem, we are well equipped. I also used to be an EMT, so medically we are covered. We actually have all the things we need, medicine, food, all of that stuff. What's happening? Oh, people,
Dylan,
see?
Ryder, Dylan?
People just riding their bikes,
So-
shirts off, just another day in Florida. I love you,
I got
Dave.
that. I'm getting it now.
I know. Anyway, so we are safe. We're as safe as we can be. We are covered. We are good. There are 5 bridges to get to our island, not just one. So God forbid something happens to one or 2 or 3 or 4, we can still get off the island if we need to, which is nice. Is it a Cat 4? I think
No, it's a Cat 3.
it's a Cat 3 now. It
It
just got
lowered.
downgraded.
Yeah,
So,
it got downgraded.
and is there still a cold front that's coming towards us?
Yep.
Okay, so there's a cold front. So the nice thing is, once that cold weather hits it, it's going to downgrade it some more. And where we live, it's a special little part of Florida. There's these little trade winds that blow here that keep us, that push them away. So, for instance, Dorian, we did evacuate. We had just moved here when Dorian was coming. And I ended up in the hospital because I was in such a panic. It was awful. And which is why I'm a way more casually talking about it than I may feel on the inside, because I can't let myself panic anymore. You just have to go with it. And, but anyway, it was a 5, and it was very slow moving, if you remember. But by the time it got to us, where we live, it was a 1. So we did evacuate. All of our neighbors told us they weren't going to, and they all did. And we all came back, and everything was fine. Because of the way our neighborhood was set up, like I said, it was built by NASA back in the day. Everything is very secure and very strong. And crazy fun fact, I would never live in a mobile home in Florida, but there are many parks of those, and some of them are 60 and 70 years old, and they're all still there. So I realize statistically, could we get hit with something? We could, but we are very much safer, and I'm very thankful. We almost moved to a different part of Florida, and my husband had a job interview, and 2 days before that job interview, a huge hurricane came by and knocked out the entire Air Force base he was going to interview at. So we chose not to live in that area of Florida. We chose here instead. So there you go. And it's worked out really well because everything here is great. So anyway, yeah, we have got, all of our neighbors are here. Everyone on our street is here. There's a mosquito trying to eat Dave
Where?
by his back that I can't reach. Hopefully they're going to go away soon. It's going to cool down. A lot of people talk about Florida and how hot it is, which it is in the summer. But if you have water, like a pool, or you're near the ocean, which we have both, it's not so bad. And 6 months out of the year, people, it's like Hawaii over here. It's like in the 70s. It's perfect. I absolutely love it.
I'm not in my list.
It is the ultimate place to be. That's going to get ratcheted up a notch, just so you know. So, anyway, so here comes the rain, which is why we're out here. We just, I am going to live stream every day. And since we're here, we're going to let people in. Not crazy people who are standing on their roofs, who have been told, so much to whatever, do their thing, and they chose not to listen. And they're saying crazy things on the TV. But as people who thought we would be good, all of our neighbors are here, thought we would be good, and yet here we are. So what is it like? If you have nice questions that are not nasty, you may ask them. If they're nasty, my producer, who's also my husband, will just delete them. When will it arrive at our location?
It's going to get here. The actual eye of the storm will be here probably about 8 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Okay, so right now we're in the outer bands, and the eye, he said, is going to get here right around 8-ish. So, That's right. We're going to save a lot of money. We don't have to refill the pool. In fact, we keep having to empty the pool. Oh, so here's a fun fact, if you didn't know, about pools and huge storms. If you empty your pool too much, then the water can get between the pool and the land, and like it gets in there and lifts your pool up and carries it down the road. That happens with it happened with the last hurricane. There were pools, like concrete pools, like floating down. But if you don't drain it, then there's other problems. It's a whole thing. That's right, Davidson, exactly. Hey, Emma from Scotland, thank you so much. Happy cane. Oh, I love that, Mary. We're going to have to do that. Have a happy cane. I love it. So last with Dorian, we took a hurricane and we went up to Gainesville, Florida. Here's the other thing about evacuating, though. Thank you, Claudia. I appreciate that. If you are in Florida and you evacuate, even a couple hours away, that was a flash of lightning, yes, there's a chance you're going to get hit there too. And I really don't care to be in a hotel with a wall of glass watching a hurricane come at me, which is what a lot of people do. Now, if we know that this is a 4 or a 5, we are absolutely not going to be here. But it's not going to be when it hits us, and we know that, and we're going to be okay. Yeah, so... But yeah, we know people that they evacuated to Orlando and then they sat there from the upper floor of a hotel and watched the hurricane come at them. So I would say, yeah, you guys are keeping my husband busy. It's very interesting to watch his face. So to all of you kind folks who are wishing us well, I appreciate you so much. So the rain is starting again, a little bit in earnest. Now, I was raised in Los Angeles. In Los Angeles, the amount of rain we get here in 1 minute is the amount you'd get through the year. And so, because of that, I love weather. I love rain. I love watching weather. The first tornado that I saw, I just stood there and watched it. I'm not going to do that again. I learned my lesson. From South Africa. Oh my gosh. Right, Hendrik? That's exactly. From BNLA, it's the same thing. So lots of rain. It's very interesting. And that's why I thought, you know what? If we're in it, we might as well live stream it. Let people from all over the world see it. 5 feet of storm surge. Is that what they're saying? Well, that will be nice. When after the eye passes? Okay. So my husband is the weather guy, and he is helping me. So yeah, falling asleep to the sound of rain on a metal roof. We do have a metal roof. Our lanai or screen porch does. Dylan, thank you for saying stay safe. I appreciate that. We are doing all we can to stay safe. And yeah, and like I said, just figured we'd kind of share with everybody what it's like because we're here. And, you know, why not? Yeah, it is pretty doable. 5 foot surge. So we have a river on one side and we have the ocean on the other side. And the side of our home that the ocean is on, we have a 7 foot block wall fence, which is really nice for helping us with the wind and water. But I'll be honest, we've never had water come up there. Dan, yeah, sleeping through every hurricane, right? It's funny when you live in Florida, you get a different, I don't know, I guess you have to learn to make peace with it. You have to. Oh, Jay, yay, you're here. That is so cool. Because if you didn't learn to live with it, you would have a nervous breakdown several times a year, honestly. So we have to it's a decision that we made before we came here was at some point there may be a storm that takes away every physical thing that we own. Is that a decision that we're willing to make? And it was. Why would we do that? Well, because we love the ocean, because we get to live on an island and it's beautiful. And the people in our life and the lifestyle that we live is more important than physical material things. So we've chosen to live a lifestyle like this. And if it means that we lose our material things, then we lose them. We also pay for insurance. So, you know. Oh, is AC here? AC's here. So AC, I am broadcasting from the hurricane because YouTube has asked me to do some vertical lives, and I was outside and it was raining, and I thought, you know, a bunch of my friends from all over the world are asking me what it's like to be in a hurricane and why in the heck am I home in a hurricane. So I'm asking all these questions. Thank you, Mary. I appreciate that. And you know, it didn't come easy. We really had to make some serious decisions. And our dogs are barking and driving our daughter crazy, and she's calling me, and I'm not going in right there.
I'm
So
ready.
she's gonna have to deal with it.
What's wrong?
They're barking like crazy, and
Oh.
she can't get them to stop. Can you text her to put them out on the lanai? They can go on the lanai, and then
No,
they'll.
collars.
Okay, AC and
I'll
Jay
grab
are
it.
here. Can you go help the dogs? Okay. So, and also, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's being so kind. Our dogs are, they're afraid. And so they know that we're outside and they're worried about us. So, anyway, okay. So for those of you that are new, we're sitting here in the outer bounds of Hurricane Milton. And why are we home? Because by the time we realized how significant it was going to be when it got to us, it was too late to evacuate. What does that mean? It means that the roads are packed, people. They're packed. And all of the hotels are booked. So yes, people could say you should evacuate. And at this point, if we did that, what that would mean is we're either sitting in our car on the side of the road or we're sitting in a 24-hour Walmart. Well, they're closed now too. So we're sitting in our car on the side of the road. What is safer? Being in our home where the walls are concrete that's a foot thick that were built just for this purpose, or built at Satisfied, or is in a car with a hurricane. So we've chosen this. It is actually safer. So we have a 3-pound teacup poodle and we have a 12-pound Maltese Shih Tzu. And so, yeah. And so she's a Malshi is what people call them. And she is not a fan of weather. And the little dog is the alpha dog, but when the bigger dog gets upset, then so does the little one. So anyway, I appreciate you. My mods are amazing. Jay and American Courts. I tell you what, Dave had to get up and not mod for just a minute, and he has been very busy. So we're part of this YouTube group, actually with YouTube Corporate, and we're going to have a little conversation with them about this situation, because I think it's really important that they help keep us safe in more ways than one, if you know what I'm talking about. Oh, your mom has two Shih Tzus. You know, there's just something. They're really cool dogs. We used to have one. He was very sassy, and he was like 30 pounds. And when my children, because we have 7 children, we have 2 at home and 5 adults. When the adults were little, we had our Shih Tzu, and even when they were teenagers, this dog, when they would open the door, would take his body, throw himself against their legs, knock them down, and run out the door. It was crazy. I don't know. It was really weird. Anyway, you know, and let's see, the images coming in from the tornado damage. Yeah, they're sounding. Yeah. So then that's the problem, really. It's the tornadoes. And we're just not saying that word very loud because we do have children. Like I said, we do have a safe place. We have a room in the very center of our house, and it's a concrete house. We have a room with no windows that we can get in, so we can keep them as safe as we can. Ooh, I am so sorry. You know, we could talk about pit bulls, and people wouldn't really like my opinion probably, but I know a lot of people love them. My son has a pit bull mix, and I'll just leave it at that. But it's, unfortunately, more attacks come from those kind of dogs. Yes, we are in Florida, Antonio. That is actually the thing. We are broadcasting here, right? Oh, is Linus here? Because you can see we do have many dog treats. In fact, I can stand here. Let's see. Let's
mail?
take a look at the. Oh, is there mail? I don't think so. Okay, so now, do you see this pile of palm tree leaves? You're not supposed to do that when a storm is coming. We did not do that. But our neighbor will put their trash in our yard. But anyway, because those can blow all over. It's not a good thing. You're supposed to leave them on the trees. But the hurricane winds do naturally knock them down, as you can see right here. So all of the dead things will come off all of our plants, which is very nice. And then we have this beautiful little pond right here that is very full of water lilies and water. So we won't be needing to fill that up either. And let's see, we've got a pretty little street. We have cars because, you know, there's not public transportation here. We could talk about this too, and we could say how, wouldn't it be nice if, since we live on an island, we could be a little more ecological. My daughter lives in Germany. They do a really good job at taking care of our world in Germany. And I think we all need to catch up, to be quite honest. The gators are probably enjoying lots of things about this weather. The water is bringing all kinds of things out to them. See, and then there's our street. And so it's a circle. It just goes in a loop, and it's really cool. It's like the Wonder Years. We have these flat sidewalks. Kids can walk and bike and do whatever. And a lot of people have golf carts. We're not those people. I wish we were, but we're just not quite at that level. We're just normal people that live here. And the crazy thing is, when we bought this house, it was very reasonably priced, like an average house in America. So, a lot of that has to do with the images we're trying. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, see, Jeff, that's the thing. That's why I don't like to, make judgments, because like my son has one, and it's very nice. Fred, we are in the central part of Florida. And yeah, thank you. I like my glasses. I was going for bling, and
Burberry.
they are Burberry.
Yes.
Oh my gosh! So I can have a brand thing on my channel, and brands can reach out. And do you know who reached out? And I missed it because I didn't see the notification. Dooney and Burke. I could have got free Dooney and Burke stuff. That makes me very sad. I'm gonna have to check that. I've never gotten a brand thing, and that was my brand. And that would have been really cool. Anyway, so this is our thing. This is bamboo. Divides my neighbor and my house. It used to be a source of contention, and now I love it. It is a very nice wall. And unlike normal bamboo, it doesn't like keep creeping over. It just, for some reason, stays. I don't know. Oh, also, Dave is really big into weather. And so I made him this little weather sign, and it's supposed to have a coconut, but the coconut fell off, and it just talks about like if the coconut is blowing, moving, it's windy, and if it's gone, it's a hurricane, you should run. Anyway, I thought it was funny. I don't think he thought it was as funny, but girl gifts, guy gifts, it's a thing. I need to stop buying him gifts for the home. He doesn't care. He's a man. I finally figured that out. So, anyway. Okay, what else? What else is going on? I don't know. Do you guys have any questions that are appropriate for living in a storm going for a hurricane? If they're not appropriate, I think you should keep strolling, because there's plenty of people that want to answer those kinds of questions. More so on TikTok, I think, than YouTube. I don't think there's that much of it here. Underground electrical, that's the thing. We have not moved up into the underground electrical millennia yet. So unfortunately it's above ground. And do you know what that means? It means we're going to lose power. That's a given. Do we have a generator? Yes, we do. It runs our whole house. We don't run everything on it. We run the fridge and the fans in the rooms that we're in. And then Dave got me a thing called a UPS, and it keeps my computer going so that I can work.
Until I hit the generator.
Okay, I don't know if I want to be Chucky's girlfriend, but okay. See, look, there's still people, they're walking their dogs, they're out here, they're riding their bikes. You guys, this is Florida. Florida is a place, well, we're Floridians.
This is just the beginning, dude.
Where Floridians live. We're a pretty BA group of people. It doesn't mean we're going to put up with your sass, I'll tell you that right now, because all of my mods are also from Florida. So, yeah, yay for generator. That's exactly right. Thank God for that. Florida does. You know what? We kick butt. Although, if the insurance companies keep raising our rates like they're doing, oh my gosh, they had doubled. So last year, our insurance rate, 2 years ago, they had already gone up, and then they doubled. And then we got new insurance. And then Dave found us a good deal, which is great. And then they doubled again. So that kind of sucks. But, it is what it is. I don't know what to tell you. I think everyone's rates are crazy. Although, how about the price of food, you guys? How nuts is that? One thing I really have to struggle with is in Alaska. Oh, you live in Alaska. So you have the opposite kind of a thing. Yeah, the snow piles, right? It's kind of like us and our bamboo, right? Everybody has their thing. Ooh, hold on 1 second. Okay, yeah, look at the amount of people that are still outside, and they're going to be outside. It's really not bad. It's not bad. These are the outer bands. So what's going to happen is the rain is going to come, more rain is going to come. If it gets nuts out here and there's a lot of thunder and lightning tonight, I'll come back on. But not until after American Courts live stream is over, because, whatever. And but this evening, if it's Are you in Guatemala? Well, if you're talking to me, I am not. I'm in Florida. I am in the path of Hurricane Milton. So that is why we're live streaming, because I wanted to thank you so much. Oh, okay. I'm struggling with my hair and this humidity being outside, so I appreciate a nice comment. You are so sweet. The street is flooded. The street's flooded. What do you mean it's flooded? Oh, there's water in the gutter. Oh, is it? Okay, so the south part of our circle apparently is flooded. But guess what? We live on the north side of the circle because, you know, we made lots of decisions. Not all in the summer here in Delta. Ooh, really? In Alaska? Wow. Okay, that's wild. You know what? More power to you. I'm not a cold person. I'm not so much a fan of the heat, but I like the water. And so I need to be where it's hot so that I can be in the water. I don't know what that is. Do you guys plan on going for a swim? That's a good question, Victoria. You know what? I feel like we should. When there's no lightning, Victoria's asking if we go for a swim. You know, we should live stream that. But then that's
in Sonora down there.
Can you-
Sorry.
Anyway, yeah, I feel like live streaming swimming, maybe that's not a good idea after all the issues that we've had today. Anyways, yeah, so this is it. This is Milton. This is what's going on so far. Bill has a lake in his backyard. Uh-oh. Well, you'll have to tell us all about that later. Anyway, I love you guys. I think we're going to get going. I feel like my mods have got so much work to do with this live stream. And
I know your secret.
so, yeah, I know. But this is the great thing. Everybody knows my secret. So, there you go. Anyway, no. And I would say they're not really compliments.
No.
So, yeah.
Terrible live stream.
I love it. You know what, Bertie? I think you're awesome. And I love that. Okay. Thank you, Brian. Have a good one, too. Love you guys. Thank you so much. And we're going to come back later on in the storm and keep you all updated. Thank you again for sharing and your time with us, and we love you.